What's up, guys? Today I'm going to show you how I have a fully automatic growing and mixing station for weed at the bungalow in Schedule 1. So, first things first, you're going to need all 5 employees. I have 3 chemists and 2 packers. I also have a botanist. It's technically a 6th employee, but I have them hired to the Chinese restaurant and have them walking all the way here to maintain the plants. As you can see, he's currently inside tending to the plants. Easy enough to do. I have all the beds over there as well. All 6 beds can fit in there really easily, and then you pay them from there as well. But starting off with the chemists, I have 3 mixing stations assigned to 2 of them and 1 assigned to the other, and that just corresponds to how many mixing stations I have. If you have a weed strain or a different mix that you like, you just apply the appropriate amount of stations to mixes and it still runs the same. You can have up to 9 in here, so if you need to have 9, that's more than fine. I just use 7 because that's the best OG Kush mix I've found. But after the chemist, you move on to the harder part, arguably, which is the packers, which it's not really that hard. All you have to do is make sure that you're going in the right order for mixing stations and that they're supplying the right items. So this mixing station starts with paracetamol, and then it goes to kook, back to paracetamol, gas, back to kook, beans, and then to batteries. And then from there, you just make the packers run those specific supplies from these shelves to these mixers. The whole chain starts in here with the botanist. So he grows the weed and then moves them to this 2 drying racks. And after the drying racks, they get moved to the shelf. And then after moving to the shelf, they will be moved to the start of the mixing process. Currently, nothing's running because he hasn't put anything on the drying racks that's finished yet. Let's start those now. But once these are done and he starts actually putting product on the shelf, the packagers will grab them, throw them into this first mixer, and then a chemist that's assigned to said mixer will come and start it. And you just have to make sure that the output is set to the next mixer down the line. So you do that to all of them, and it'll just follow the station by station until it gets to the very end. And then the output should be your brick press, your packaging station, whatever you want to use. I use bricks just because I hand these to my dealers, and then I have automatic meth farm that I use to sell, as well as cocaine. But that's honestly it. It's very simple. I don't know why there's not more guides about it, but just in case you guys don't have one, this is a fully automatic guide, not just the weed portion. You don't really have to touch this at all. Just come in, grab your bricks, and then restock your supplies, and that's really it. There you have it. Okay, time to get into the pathing and what to assign to each person. This is assuming you have hired 5 people to your bungalow 3 chemists, 2 packers, and 1 botanist to your Chinese apartment, which I will go get now. We'll start with him first since he's the farthest away. Jump over this gravel, or attempt to. So he'll be standing here, waiting for your orders, and again, make sure everybody is paid. I have all their beds in here, but everyone should be paid enough to work a day or two. But you're going to grab his management clipboard, and then hit the edit button, and run all the way back over to the bungalow. Just don't switch off of your clipboard, or you'll have to run all the way back and get it again. So, run all the way to the bungalow. And as you can see at the top, we can assign 8 pots/drying racks to him. And there's currently a way to bypass this. I will show you that as well. But for now, let's assign him some plants. So let's do this. Let's give him 8. So there's all 8. Now let's see here. We don't have any space for him to get these 2 drying racks, right? But if I remove 2 of these plants and then assign these 2 drying racks and then unassign them again, put the plants back on. Now we give him his supplies. Now if I come over here, look, he's still assigned to these. That's crazy. I don't know how that works. So it's definitely a bug, probably going to be fixed soon, but use it while you can. If you want to make all 8 of these be tended to while also having him tend to the drying racks, be more than willing to do that. As for the pots, you can select all of the pots on one side, have them going to one drying rack, and then have all the pots on the other side going to the other drying rack, and then have each drying rack go to a empty shelf, and then make sure that this is stocked with seeds and dirt. He doesn't need the clippers. That's there for if I want to do it or if these 2 weren't assigned. And now the entire botanist section is done. You just have to make sure that this stays stocked with seeds and dirt, and he will come in, as you see here. It's going to start tending to the plants, and then when that's done, he'll start drying everything and throwing the buds here. But once that's there, now we move on to the packers, or the handlers. So I assign 1 to the brick press, and then I add all of their roots. Do the same with the other guy. I'm going to add all of his roots. Now starting from here, like I said before, have all of the items you need out already. Makes it way easier. But this starts with paracetamol, so we're going to do that. So we're going to grab the shelf from them. Start here. And then we'll add kook next. And then it'll go back to paracetamol. And then to gasoline. And then from that back to kook. So we know that now. So it'll go from paracetamol first. And then to kook. Back to paracetamol. To gasoline. And then back to kook. And then we grab our other handler. Since we don't have enough for that. And make them finish where we started or left off there. So we stopped at kook. So now we have to get beans. And then batteries. So let me attach this to the beans, attach this one to the batteries, and then you have to make sure that each of these mixing stations, the destination is set to the next one. Like I said, in that chain, and then from there, that output should be set to your packaging station, and that packaging station should be set to a shelf. And then you would have an automated thing here, and all you need to do is manage your chemists and tell them to start assigning to these mixing stations. Now I just watch them work. So now as you can see, the packagers will start moving the product from the shelves after the chemists use them and restocking them. Oh, and there's one more thing I forgot. One of the packers needs to move the stuff that goes from this shelf to the first station to actually start. Don't forget that part. It's very important, because otherwise everything will just stockpile right here. But now everything's set up. This is all you need. It's very simple. Bypassing the 5 people limit here is probably the hardest thing, which it's not that hard at all. You just tell them to assign the worker there, and then once you assign him, do what I did, just run all the way here and assign him the pots and racks in here. But that's it, guys. I hope you enjoy. Hope this helped, and have a good one.